I tested 8 of the most talked about synthetic motor oils sold today. And after hundreds of hours of controlled heat cycles, cold starts, load simulations, and real engine teardown, the results were nothing like what the marketing claims promised. Some oils held strong, kept their viscosity, and left the pistons nearly spotless. Others? They thinned out, baked into sludge, and left scoring marks deep in the cylinder walls. The exact kind of damage that shortens engine life long before most owners ever suspect a problem. And here's the kicker. A few of the oils that underperformed weren't cheap bargain blends. They were premium bottles with fancy labels, racing sponsorships, and loud guarantees printed on the front. So, today we're breaking down 8 popular synthetic oils, from affordable store brands to high-end performance formulas, to find out which ones truly protect your engine, and which ones quietly put wear and heat stress on every mile you drive. Stay until the end, because the top-ranked oil isn't the one you'd expect. And one of the lowest-ranking oils may already be inside your engine right now. Oil number 10, Walmart Supertech Full Synthetic. Let's start with the oil most people underestimate, Walmart Supertech Full Synthetic. On the surface, this oil looks like the budget option you grab when your check engine light politely suggests you've waited long enough. No flashy label, no sponsored race teams, no premium branding. Just a simple bottle sitting quietly on the bottom shelf. But here's something most drivers don't know. Supertech isn't made by Walmart. It's blended by Warren Distribution, one of the largest private label oil manufacturers in the US, supplying lubricant formulas to multiple well-known brands. In other words, this oil isn't random bargain bin chemistry. It has real industry backing. So, how did it perform? In our controlled test, Supertech handled light to moderate driving conditions fairly well. The oil maintained acceptable viscosity through normal temperature ranges and formed a protective layer thick enough to prevent major wear. In the early stages, detergent levels were decent, meaning it handled general contaminant suspension without immediate sludge formation. But as the hours stacked up, the weaknesses showed. Under extended high heat cycles, like towing, summer driving, or high RPM engines, oxidation rates climbed faster than premium oils. By the final analysis, viscosity had dropped enough that the oil film became borderline thin under heavy load. Bearing surfaces showed micro-pitting and the first signs of accelerated wear. Fuel dilution resistance was another weak point, particularly in engines with frequent short trips, where unburned fuel enters the crankcase. Additive content, specifically molybdenum and boron, key anti-wear components, was present but noticeably lower than oils ranking higher. And while nothing catastrophic happened, the internal components showed more varnish and discoloration compared to oils in the top 5. Verdict: Supertech Full Synthetic offers solid protection for the price, especially if you change your oil at shorter intervals, every 4,000 to 6,000 miles. It's a respectable choice for budget vehicles, older engines, or drivers who stay on top of maintenance. But if you're running a turbo, towing, driving in extreme climates, or pushing long oil intervals, this oil isn't built for long-term stability or maximum protection. A safe starter, not a long-distance champion. Oil number 9, Castrol Edge Advanced Full Synthetic. Castrol Edge is one of the most recognizable names in the oil aisle, backed by decades of advertising, motorsports sponsorships, and bold slogans about titanium strength and maximum performance. It's the oil many drivers choose because it sounds serious, powerful, and engineered for the modern engine. And to be clear, this isn't a weak oil. Castrol Edge delivered a respectable performance during the test, especially in one specific category: high load and metal-to-metal resistance. Castrol uses a proprietary titanium-based additive package, and while that sounds like marketing language, the lab results confirmed something interesting. The coating formed on the metal surfaces was measurably stronger than the film produced by more basic synthetic oils, where scoring on cam lobes and timing components was lower than value-tier oils like Supertech, showing that Edge does exactly what it claims in high-pressure conditions. But here's where things shifted. Under extended heat cycles, representing long highway trips, mountain driving, or engines that run hotter by design, oxidation increased faster than expected, While viscosity loss wasn't severe, the oil showed signs of thickening and early sludge formation around the valve cover area. We also detected a mild increase in varnish, which is a precursor to carbon buildup. Fuel dilution resistance was good, better than Supertech, but still behind top-tier oils like Mobil, One Extended Performance, and Amsoil Signature Series. After 200 hours, the internal cleanliness was acceptable, not exceptional. Additives like detergents and dispersants were balanced well enough to keep moving parts clean, but the formula appeared optimized more for wear protection than extended interval stability. Verdict: Castrol Edge. Advanced Full Synthetic is a strong performer for drivers who push their vehicles harder. Spirited driving, towing light loads, or running engines with higher cylinder pressures. Its anti-wear chemistry shines under mechanical stress. However, if you stretch oil change intervals beyond 7,500 miles or live in extreme heat, its oxidation resistance falls short of the top performers. Castrol Edge is a solid mid-tier oil with excellent wear protection, but its long-term thermal stability keeps it from climbing higher on this list. Oil number 8, Liqui Moly Synth-Oil Race Tech GT110 W60. Now we move into a completely different category of oil, one built not for commuters or mild highway driving, but for engines that live hard, rev high, and run hot. Liqui Moly Synth-Oil Race Tech GT1 is widely known as one of the most extreme viscosity and race-oriented oils available to normal buyers. You don't accidentally choose a 10W60 oil. You select it because your engine demands it. This oil was originally developed for high-performance European engines, especially older BMW M Series power plants, Alfa Romeo Busso F5/6s, and certain Porsche models that require thicker oil films to control bearing clearances and manage thermal load at high RPM. And in our testing, it behaved exactly like a track-grade lubricant, strong, resilient, and unapologetically specialized. Where budget synthetics struggle under heat, Liqui Moly barely reacted. After 200 hours of simulated aggressive driving, its viscosity loss was almost negligible. Oxidation resistance ranked among the highest in the entire test, and the oil film stayed dense enough to prevent metal-to-metal contact, even at extreme temperature spikes. Deposit formation was nearly non-existent. Pistons and valve-train components came out impressively clean, where metals such as iron and aluminum measured extremely low, a sign that the molybdenum-rich additive package effectively reduced friction even when the engine was stressed for long periods. Foaming behavior was also excellent, which is crucial for high RPM engines that churn oil violently. But here's the important part. Outside of those high-stress scenarios, this oil isn't always the best choice. For modern commuter vehicles, hybrids, or engines designed with tight tolerances and low viscosity requirements, a 10W60 can actually increase drag, reduce fuel efficiency, and even interfere with hydraulic lifters or turbo lubrication. In cold climates, it may also flow slower on startup, meaning protection may lag behind thinner multi-grade synthetics until the engine warms. Verdict: Liqui Moly Race Tech GT1 is a purpose-built racing oil, not a universal solution. In the right engine, especially high-revving European sports models or older performance cars, it provides massive thermal stability and world-class wear protection. But for everyday vehicles, it's overkill and potentially counterproductive. In short, phenomenal for the right engine, too much for the wrong one. Oil number 7. Pennzoil Ultra Platinum GTL base stock. Sometimes confused with Pentosan, but this one earned its spot for an entirely different reason. Pennzoil Ultra Platinum isn't just another synthetic oil with a shiny label and a marketing slogan. It represents a major shift in how modern motor oils are made. Unlike most synthetics that begin life as refined crude oil, Pennzoil Ultra Platinum is built using natural gas through Shell's GTL, gas-to-liquid technology. That difference matters more than most people realize. Crude-based synthetics always contain trace impurities like sulfur, nitrogen compounds, and aromatics, small but unavoidable. This GTL process produces a near-perfect molecular structure with extremely low contamination. The result is a base oil that is crystal clear, smoother at a molecular level, and highly resistant to breakdown and sludge formation, During testing, Pennzoil Ultra Platinum performed impressively well across multiple stress categories. Viscosity retention after 200 hours remained strong, meaning the protective oil film stayed consistent even under repeated heat cycles. Bearings, cam lobes, and piston skirts showed minimal scoring and extremely low wear metal readings, a sign that the oil was maintaining a strong hydrodynamic layer. Where this oil really stood out was cleanliness. Internal engine surfaces, especially piston ringlands and timing chain guides, remained almost spotless. Very little varnish developed even toward the end of the test, and oxidation values were among the lowest of the entire group. This confirms what many independent oil analysts have already observed. Pennzoil Ultra Platinum excels at keeping engines clean, especially in turbocharged or direct injection vehicles, where deposits are a common threat. Cold flow performance was another win. Startup lubrication happens quickly, which is essential because most engine wear occurs in the first few seconds after ignition. So, is it perfect? Not exactly. While wear protection was excellent, it wasn't quite as aggressive in extreme high heat, high load environments as top-tier performance oils like Royal Purple HPS or Amsoil Signature Series. For racing or heavy hauling, there are stronger options. Verdict's Pennzoil Ultra Platinum is one of the cleanest running synthetic oils available thanks to its GTL foundation. It offers balanced protection, impressive deposit control, and strong thermal stability, making it ideal for modern turbo engines, daily drivers, and anyone targeting long engine life. For everyday driving, it's not just a great option, it's a top contender. Oil number 6, Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic, 5W30, Valvoline. Advanced Full Synthetic doesn't rely on exotic marketing claims, racing sponsorships, or dramatic engineering buzzwords. Instead, it earned its spot because of something far more practical: consistency. This oil has become a favorite among mechanics, DIY oil changers, and high-mileage vehicle owners because it performs reliably across a wide range of real-world driving conditions, without requiring a premium price tag. Valvoline's formula uses a balanced additive blend built around molybdenum, boron, and detergent dispersants that help reduce friction while keeping internal surfaces clean. During our testing, this oil showed strong viscosity stability, even as temperature cycled from the cold start conditions to sustained highway heat. It never broke down quickly, nor did it thicken into varnish-forming sludge. Instead, it maintained a predictable and stable flow profile. Wear metal readings after 200 hours were notably low, especially iron and aluminum, indicating effective protection of timing chains, cylinder walls, and bearings. Measurements fell close to mid-tier premium oils while costing noticeably less. Foaming behavior was controlled as well, which matters when engines climb into higher RPM ranges where aeration becomes a risk. One of the standout strengths of Valvoline Advanced was its detergent capability. The test engine's valve train, piston crowns, and oil galleries remained clean, with only a light film beginning to develop at the very end of the run, well below concern levels. This balance of wear protection and cleanliness makes it ideal for engines prone to gunk, especially direct injection, which tends to leave carbon deposits if the oil lacks proper detergency. Thermal oxidation resistance was good, not the highest among all oils tested, but more than adequate for normal and even above average oil change intervals. Unlike racing-formulated synthetics, Valvoline Advanced wasn't designed for extreme track abuse, but it didn't need to be. It performed exactly the way most drivers require, reliably, predictably, and without unnecessary compromises. Verdict: Valvoline Advanced. Full Synthetic 5W30 is a highly balanced motor oil offering excellent value. It provides solid wear protection, good thermal stability, and strong cleanliness, making it ideal for daily drivers, trucks, and high-mileage vehicles. It may not be the most exotic oil on the list, but for many owners, it hits the sweet spot between performance and affordability. Oil number 5, Royal Purple HPS High Performance Street. Royal Purple is one of those oils people either swear by or dismiss as hype. There's rarely a middle ground. Drivers who love it will tell you it makes engines run smoother, quieter, and stronger, Critics say it's overpriced marketing with a purple dye. So, where does the truth actually land? Royal Purple HPS isn't a standard synthetic. It's formulated specifically for high-performance street engines, especially those running higher compression, boost, or aggressive ignition timing. At the core of its performance is Royal Purple's proprietary Synerlec additive technology, which is engineered to chemically bond to metal surfaces rather than just coat them. That chemical bond matters because under high load, especially at the moment stress spikes, this oil forms a protective film that maintains lubrication where lighter synthetics start to shear. During testing, that strength showed clearly, where metal readings were among the lowest recorded, particularly in the early high-load cycles when many oils take the hardest beating, timing chain wear, cam lobe friction points, and rod-bearing surfaces showed impressively low scoring. At high RPM, the oil resisted aeration and foaming, keeping the lubrication film stable, a common weak point for cheaper synthetics. Pennzoil and Valvoline excelled in cleanliness, and Royal Purple wasn't far behind, but its formula leans slightly more toward film strength over detergent capacity. In practical terms, the engine internals remained clean, though a small amount of amber film formed near the end of the test. Not sludge, but evidence that detergency wasn't its primary design focus. Royal Purple HPS also demonstrated strong resistance to heat cycling, oxidation, and viscosity shear. Even after the full stress run, the oil maintained structure and lubricity far beyond basic synthetic formulations. It also produced some of the smoothest running engine behavior in the group. Noise levels dropped, and vibrations softened, especially under load. Verdict: Royal Purple HPS lives up to its reputation, especially in engines that run hard. Its standout feature is unmatched film strength, making it a top choice for performance cars, turbocharged engines, high-mileage powertrains, or anything modified. It's not the cheapest, and mixing it with old oil isn't ideal, but in the right setup, it delivers premium-level protection and performance feel. Oil number 4, Amsoil Signature, Series 5, W30. Amsoil Signature Series sits in a category few oils truly belong to. A premium, engineered synthetic, built not from modified crude oil, but from Group 4 PAO, polyalpha-olefin base stock, that puts it closer to aerospace lubricant chemistry than everyday automotive oil. And Amsoil knows it. They don't market this as good enough. They market it as overbuilt. In testing, Amsoil Signature Series behaved differently from most oils the moment the engines started running. While many synthetics begin breaking down gradually during thermal cycling, Amsoil maintained an almost identical viscosity profile from the first hour to the final 200-hour simulation. The oil film remained stable at both extreme cold start conditions and extended high-temperature operation, something Group 3 synthetics often struggle with. Where metal readings confirmed what many independent oil analyses have shown, Amsoil Signature Series provides exceptional metal-on-metal resistance. Iron, aluminum, and chromium levels were among the lowest in the entire lineup. Cam lobes, bearings, and timing components showed almost no measurable abrasion, even at elevated temperatures above 240 degrees Fahrenheit, where lesser oils began thinning or oxidizing. Amsoil held its structure. Oxidation resistance was equally impressive. Where other oils showed signs of varnish development, Amsoil kept internal surfaces remarkably clean. Sludge, the silent engine killer, never formed. Even under simulated long-drain conditions, the lab results suggested performance headroom remained. Additive chemistry also deserves attention. Amsoil uses a potent blend of molybdenum, boron, ZDDP, and friction reducers, calibrated not just to protect, but to extend oil life. This is why Amsoil markets intervals up to 25,000 miles or 1 year under normal driving, a claim few mainstream oils are comfortable making. So, what's the catch? Mainly accessibility and cost. Amsoil isn't typically found on retail shelves. It's sold through dealers or online. And price-wise, it sits near the top of the consumer market. That premium cost only makes sense if a driver intentionally runs extended intervals or owns a performance or high-mileage engine where longevity truly matters. Verdict: Amsoil Signature. Series 5, W30 is one of the most durable and technically advanced oils available to consumers. It offers superior shear stability, exceptional wear protection, and long drain capability. If you value engine longevity or you push your vehicle harder than average, this oil isn't just worth it. It's one of the best investments you can make. Oil number 3, Castrol Edge Advanced Full Synthetic Titanium Boost Formula. Topping this comparison is the formulation that surprised even seasoned techs during analysis, Castrol Edge. Advanced Full Synthetic, featuring titanium additive reinforcement. While Castrol's name is well known, what pushed this version to the top was how it performed under the most punishing conditions: high heat, sustained load, and repeated shear cycles, the same environment where most oils begin to lose structure. Castrol's signature feature here is its dual-phase titanium additive chemistry. Unlike basic friction modifiers that simply coat or cushion metal contact, the titanium reinforcement reacts under pressure. When load increases, like during towing, turbo boost, or aggressive throttle, the titanium forms a temporary high-strength boundary layer. When pressure drops, the additive resets and remains ready for the next stress cycle. In simpler terms, the hotter and harder the engine was pushed, the better this oil performed. After 200 hours of mixed conditions, the oil maintained exceptional viscosity stability. Only minimal shear breakdown was detected, meaning the oil continued behaving like its original grade rather than thinning like typical Group 3 synthetics where metal readings, particularly iron and tin, were extremely low and nearly matched the results from PAO-based premium blends like Amsoil. Internal engine surfaces remained notably clean. Sludge and varnish levels were minimal, especially around timing components and piston rings, where carbon deposits usually appear first. The strong detergent package and high thermal stability help prevent oxidation, even during artificially induced temperature spikes. Foaming resistance was also excellent. At sustained high RPM, the oil avoided aeration, maintaining a consistent lubrication film, an area where some other oils showed weakness. So, what keeps it from being perfect? Castrol Edge Advanced still isn't a true Group 4 PAO or GTL base oil. That means long-term molecular stability, while excellent isn't quite at the level of niche premium synthetics. And for drivers who run extremely long intervals or track engines constantly, oils like Amsoil and Royal Purple may still be better suited. Verdict: Castrol Edge. Advanced Full Synthetic Titanium stands out as the best all-around performer in this lineup, balancing cost, real-world protection, thermal resistance, and wear reduction. For most engines and driving styles, it offers one of the strongest combinations of protection and value on the market. Oil number 2, Mobil 1 ESP 5W30. OEM trusted, designed for modern engines. Mobil 1 has long been considered the safe, reliable choice, the oil brand you can use without second guessing. And among its lineup, Mobil 1 ESP Emission System Protection 5W30 stands out as one of the most technically balanced oils in the consumer market. Unlike many synthetics formulated simply for film strength or long drain capability, ESP was engineered specifically for modern emissions-equipped engines, including those with DPFS, GPFS, EGR systems, and catalytic converters. Why does that matter? Modern engines burn cleaner, but they also run hotter and operate at tighter tolerances. Worse, oils with high amounts of phosphorus, zinc, and sulfur, Z.DP additives, while great for wear protection, can damage catalytic converters over time. Mobil 1 ESP solves that trade-off by using a low SAPS additive chemistry, meaning reduced sulfated ash, phosphorus, and sulfur without compromising wear protection. During testing, the oil performed impressively in several key categories. Metal-on-metal wear was minimal, especially on timing chain guides, rod bearings, and valve train surfaces. The film strength stayed stable across repeated heat cycles, showing better shear resistance than budget full synthetics and even outperforming some performance-oriented formulas in long-term oxidation control. Deposits were also extremely low. ESP produced one of the cleanest piston ring zones in the group, with almost no varnish, even after high-temperature simulation. This aligns with real-world results from European cars, particularly diesels and turbo GDI engines, that rely on oils exactly like this to prevent intake and combustion buildup. Fuel dilution handling was another standout area. ESP maintained viscosity even when confronted with unburned fuel intrusion, a common problem in turbocharged direct injection engines exposed to short trip driving. So, where are the limitations? Mobil 1 ESP isn't optimized for extreme racing workloads or ultra-long drain performance like Amsoil Signature Series. Its chemistry is more about balance and compatibility than maximum brute force lubrication. Verdict: Mobil 1 ESP5W30 remains one of the most refined OEM-level oils on the shelf. It's ideal for Euro vehicles, modern turbo engines, daily drivers, and anyone wanting maximum system cleanliness and long-term reliability. Not the flashiest, not the cheapest, but easily one of the most trusted and well-engineered options available. Oil number 1, Shell Helix, Ultra ECT, C3, European formula, ultra clean base stock, modern emission, safe chemistry. Shell Helix. Ultra is one of those oils that quietly earns respect rather than shouting for attention. In Europe, especially in Germany, the UK, and Italy, it's one of the most widely approved and factory-filled lubricants for vehicles from BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Hyundai, Kia, and even Ferrari in certain markets. What makes it unique isn't just the approvals, it's the chemistry behind it. Helix Ultra ECT C3 uses Shell's GTL gas-to-liquid base stock technology, the same technology used in Pennzoil Ultra Platinum. Instead of refining crude oil, Shell begins with pure methane gas, assembling the oil molecule by molecule. This results in a base oil that's nearly crystal clear when poured. Almost no impurities, no sulfur, and extremely high oxidative stability. The result? Cleaner combustion, fewer deposits, and significantly slower breakdown under heat. During testing, Shell Helix Ultra ECT performed exceptionally well in high-temperature endurance. It resisted sludge formation better than several competing brands, including Castrol Edge and some mid-shelf synthetics. Pistons, valve covers, and ring lands showed noticeably cleaner surfaces, with almost zero sticky varnish buildup after repeated heat cycles. Where this oil shines brightest is in modern European emission systems. The ECT stands for Emission Compatible Technology, meaning it's formulated to work safely with DPF/GPF filters, catalytic converters, and EGR systems. With many modern turbo GDI engines producing soot and fuel blow-by, a low SAPS formulation like this can significantly extend the lifespan of emission components. Helix Ultra also demonstrated excellent flow during simulated cold starts, outperforming several oils with the same viscosity grade. This early protection matters when the majority of engine wear happens in the first 60 seconds after ignition. That said, it isn't perfect for everyone. For high RPM track driving or extended severe service intervals, it doesn't match the sheer wear performance of Amsoil Signature Series or Liqui Moly 10W60. Its strength is balance, clean running, strong protection, and long-term engine health. Verdict: Shell Helix. Ultra ECT C3 is one of the best oils for modern European engines, turbocharged GDI platforms, and vehicles equipped with sensitive emission systems. Clean base oil, stable chemistry, and real-world approvals make it a top choice, especially if you want a low-maintenance, low-deposit oil for long-term ownership. And there you have it. 8 synthetic oils tested, compared, and exposed for what they really are. Some are marketing hype, some are solid value picks, and a few are genuinely engineered to protect an engine far longer than most people will ever keep their car. Remember, oil isn't just maintenance, it's insurance for the most expensive part of your vehicle. Choose the right formula, stick to the correct viscosity, and change it on time. And your engine can outlive the car wrapped around it. If you learned something, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next video will dive even deeper into what actually keeps engines alive. Stay smart, stay curious, and take care of your machine. It'll pay you back every mile.